You lose your job, and you think, I am nothing. Your relationship ends, and you think, I am broken. You scroll through someone's success story, and you think, I am falling behind. The 2nd century Buddhist philosopher Nāgārjuna would stop you right there and ask, what are you clinging to? Because the concept he's most famous for, śūnyatā, usually translated as emptiness, doesn't mean you are nothing. It means you're not the fixed, solid thing you think you are. And that's actually good news. Nāgārjuna was a monk and philosopher in ancient India who wrote the foundational texts of Madhyamaka, or middle way Buddhism. His central insight, laid out in a text called the Mūlamadhyamaka, the root verses on the middle way, is this: everything that exists dependently. Nothing has inherent independent existence. He calls this pratyasamutpada, dependent origination. And from this he derives the concept of emptiness. Not emptiness as in void. Not emptiness as in meaninglessness. Emptiness as in empty of fixed independent self-nature. Let me make this concrete because it sounds abstract. Think about your identity. I am a successful person. I am a failure. I am an anxious person. I am confident. These feel solid, right? Like facts about who you fundamentally are. But Nāgārjuna would ask, under what conditions does that identity arise? I am successful depends on cultural standards, comparison to others, specific achievements, recognition from certain people. Change the conditions and the identity changes, or dissolves entirely. That doesn't mean success is meaningless. It means success is empty of inherent existence. It's a label that arises under certain conditions, not a permanent truth about your essence. And this is where it gets liberating. If your identity isn't a fixed thing, then losing your job doesn't destroy you. It changes the conditions under which a particular identity arose. The relationship ending doesn't mean you're fundamentally broken. It means the conditions that supported that relationship have changed. You're not falling behind. You're experiencing a moment of comparison arising under specific conditions. Algorithm, mood, history, context. Nāgārjuna is giving you permission to hold your self-concept more lightly. Now here's where people misunderstand emptiness. They think it means nihilism. Nothing matters. Nothing is real. Why bother with anything? Nāgārjuna explicitly rejects this. He calls it the extreme of nothingness, or ukadavada. There's another extreme too, eternalism, or śūnyatā, the belief that things have permanent, unchanging essence. Both are wrong. Both cause suffering. The middle way is understanding that things exist conventionally, dependently, but not inherently. Your relationship was real. Your job was real. Your achievements are real. They're just not solid, permanent, independent entities. They're processes, events, arising and passing based on conditions. Why does this matter practically? Because most of your suffering comes from treating temporary, conditional phenomena as if they're permanent and essential. You cling to an identity, then reality changes and the identity can't hold. And you suffer. You cling to a relationship being a certain way. Then it evolves or ends, and you suffer. You cling to a belief, a plan, a self-image. Then life contradicts it, and you suffer. Nāgārjuna's insight is the suffering isn't in the change. It's in the clinging. Let me give you a modern example. Social media. You post something. You get likes. You feel good. You think people value me. I matter. Then the next post gets fewer likes. You feel bad. You think I'm losing relevance. I don't matter. But neither of those thoughts is true in any permanent sense. What's actually happening? A set of conditions, algorithm, timing, content, people's moods, random chance produces an outcome. You then interpret that outcome through the lens of self-worth. You solidify it into a truth about your value. That solidification is the problem. That's where emptiness practice comes in. Emptiness doesn't mean the likes don't exist. It means they're empty of the permanent meaning you're projecting onto them. They're conditions arising and passing, not verdicts on your essential value. When you see that clearly, the emotional roller coaster flattens, not because you stop caring, but because you stop mistaking conditional feedback for ultimate truth. Nāgārjuna talks about two truths, conventional truth and ultimate truth. Conventional truth is the level of everyday life. Jobs, relationships, social norms, identities. These function. They're useful. They're not illusions. Ultimate truth is seeing that these conventional realities are empty of inherent existence. You need both levels. If you only live at the conventional level, you cling, you suffer, you take everything too seriously. If you only live at the ultimate level, you become detached, nihilistic, unable to function in the world. The middle way is holding both simultaneously. You honor your commitments, your relationships, your responsibilities. That's conventional truth. But you don't absolutize them. You don't make them heavier than they need to be. That's ultimate truth. Here's what this looks like in practice. You have a conflict at work. Someone criticizes your project. Conventional level, you need to respond. This matters for your job, your team, your deliverables. Ultimate level, this isn't a verdict on your worth. It's feedback arising from specific conditions, perspectives, priorities, communication styles. Hold both. Take it seriously without taking it as a fundamental truth about yourself. Respond skillfully, but don't carry it as an identity wound. Or think about anxiety. You're anxious about a presentation. Conventional level, the presentation is real. The outcome matters. Ultimate level, the anxiety is arising from conditions. Lack of sleep, caffeine, past experiences, internal narratives, brain chemistry. None of those conditions are permanent. None of them are you. You can investigate the conditions. Maybe you need rest. Maybe you need to reframe the internal story. Maybe you need to prepare differently. But you don't have to buy the narrative that I am an anxious person, as if that's a fixed reality. Anxiety is a pattern arising under conditions. Change the conditions, the pattern shifts. This is Nāgārjuna's genius. He's not asking you to transcend the world. He's asking you to see it accurately. And accurate seeing reduces clinging. And reduced clinging reduces suffering. So here's the framework for working with emptiness. First, when you're suffering, identify what you're clinging to. Is it an identity? I am someone who should have achieved more by now. Is it an expectation? This relationship should look like this. Is it a belief? The world should be fair. Name the clinging. Second, investigate the conditions. What has to be true for this identity, expectation, or belief to seem solid? Usually you'll find a whole web of conditions, cultural norms, past experiences, comparisons, stories you've told yourself. Third, ask if one of those conditions changed. Would the clinging still hold? If cultural norms were different, would you still feel behind? If you weren't comparing yourself to that specific person, would you still feel inadequate? Usually the answer is no, which reveals that the clinging isn't based on inherent truth. It's based on conditions. Fourth, hold it more lightly. You don't have to destroy the thought or suppress it. Just recognize this is arising conditionally. It's not ultimate truth. That recognition alone creates space, creates flexibility, creates relief. Fifth, act skillfully at the conventional level. This isn't an excuse to stop caring or stop trying. You still show up. You still do your best. You still honor your commitments. but you do it without the extra weight of making it about your essential worth. Let me address a common fear. If I hold my beliefs and identity lightly, won't I lose my values? Won't I become wishy-washy? Nāgārjuna would say no. In fact, the opposite. When you cling rigidly to beliefs and identities, you become defensive. You can't listen. You can't adapt. You can't learn. When you hold them lightly, you become clearer, more responsive, more aligned with what actually matters. Because you're not defending a fixed position, you're responding to conditions. Think about the best version of yourself in a conversation. It's not when you're clinging to being right. It's when you're genuinely curious, open, responsive to what's being said. That openness is what Nāgārjuna is pointing to, not weakness, precision. Here's your practice for this week. Pick one area where you're suffering, where there's tension, anxiety, resentment. Ask, what am I clinging to here? Write it down. Be specific. I'm clinging to the belief that I should be further along in my career. Then investigate what conditions create that belief. H. Comparison. Family expectations. Social media. Past promises to myself. List them all. Then ask, if one condition changed, would the suffering remain? If I weren't on social media, would I feel this way? If my parents hadn't said that thing. When I was 15, would I feel this way? Usually you'll see that the suffering is conditional, not inherent, not inevitable. Finally, practice holding it more lightly for 24 hours. Not forever, just as an experiment. This is a thought that's arising under conditions. It's not ultimate truth. See what happens. Does the tension ease? Does space open up? Does a different way forward become visible? Because here's what Nāgārjuna promises: when you reduce clinging, you reduce suffering. Not because you stop caring, but because you stop mistaking conditional, dependent phenomena for permanent truths. You start seeing clearly, and clear seeing allows for wise action. You're not nothing. You're not solid. You're a process, responding to conditions, capable of change. And that's not a problem to solve. It's freedom to discover.